Hello, gorgeous souls, and welcome to my channel. Welcome again if you have been here before. I'm so happy to have you. And if you're new, especially, thank you so much for deciding to share space and connect with me today. It means the world, and it's such an honor for every single person who decides to support this channel, even just by your viewership and stopping by, engaging as you do. Subscribing, of course, so please be sure to do that if you end up enjoying the reading. All of that activity helps to again, support the growth and expansion of this channel. So if you are here because you saw the short that I created using these same cards, I did indicate I was going to do a fuller reading of that one, which was centered on what you can expect in the week ahead. So I still wanted to do a reading based on what you can expect, anything that may be shifting and changing. I was very, very guided and inspired to use these cards, these same cards that came out, but it ended up becoming a little bit different than what that short was. So this reading, because it is the time of spring, which of course is a time of transitions and renewal, and when things are naturally evolving and changing anyway. We also just had the 5/5 portal, which I missed by a few days, but I do like to always do videos kind of centered around the portal activations, which are going to be the really powerful transits that occur in the calendar when we have, the numeric dates per month that resonate, that correspond to whatever month that may be. So 1/1, 2/2, 3/3, and so on and so forth. We just passed 5/5. Fives in tarot and numerology represent, again, change, transition, transformation, even higher learning. So I thought, with it being the time of spring, a time when we're expecting a lot of changes, perhaps where the seasons are themselves changing and we're seeing a lot of newness, rebirth, and expansion already in our physical world. And we just had the 5/5 portal, which we can still, of course, utilize sort of the aftermath of those energies to support what comes through today in the reading. I just wanted to do sort of like a spring edition of centered around changes that you can make, or steps you can take rather, that will promote lasting change in your life. We're all here to expand, to grow, to ascend, and we need to always be mindful of the guided steps that we can take, what we're inspired to act upon in order to, again, support that ascension process. So I figured, let's go ahead and do what to expect, but instead of the week ahead, let's do the month ahead, let's do the season ahead, whatever way you want to sort of frame this for your own circumstances. You can even relate this to a personal connection of yours if that so serves you. But again, this is going to be what steps you can take following this 5/5 portal, following this time of, spring, Ostara, whatever you'd like to say, this time of spring and rebirthing and renewal energy, of what you can do basically to create that lasting change, to have your life be elevated and uplifted and expanded in the ways in which supports abundance and, manifesting a wonderful life. So let's go ahead. That was a mouthful, as was the title. You will select your pile today by whichever card resonates with you or the crystal. For pile 1, we have Last Quarter Moon in Capricorn, Leave the Past Behind with Chrysocolla, one of my favorite new crystals. That tower is just like stunning. I love it so much. We also have for pile 2, the First Quarter Moon in Sagittarius, Believe in Your Good Luck, and that is with the pink calcite. Pile 3 is the Last Quarter Moon in Aquarius, which is Reflect on Your Priorities with Lepidolite. So again, go ahead, reflect over the piles, whichever card is calling to you most or crystal is drawing you in most, whichever one is feeling the most relevant to your personal circumstances at this time. I will meet you over at your pile in a moment for your full reading on what to expect, what changes, what steps are all coming that can promote expansion and change. So let's go ahead and get to it. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading. I'm so happy to have you here with me. If you're here from the shorts video that I created, I did decide to go in a slightly different direction with this fuller version of this reading, featuring these same cards that I used in that shorts video about the week ahead and what you can expect. I really wanted to just create a little bit more depth and expand upon that concept of what we can expect, what changes or shifting may be coming. And I actually want to dive deep into what steps you can take in order to prompt that change, in order to support some really big expansion in your life at this time. We're really coming off of a big period of renewal and just interesting and exciting transits, having just had also the 5-5 portal. We're in spring if you're in the Northern Hemisphere at this time, which of course is a time of transition and change and rebirth and renewal as well. And then 5-5 with, the number 5 representing, of course, change and transformation, higher learning, even kind of coming out of a period of difficulty. I wanted to just get you some great guidance from Source on what steps you can take to kind of prompt and promote that lasting change that you may be needing in your life right now. I asked you to select your pile based upon whether the crystal or the card resonates with you most. So for Chrysocolla, which is what you chose, you also picked this card, which is the last quarter moon in Capricorn, leave the past behind. So for you, pile 1, you very well could be coming to a period of a point in your life in which you are moving on from something. Something is closing out, a cycle is ending. This could be a breakup. This could be leaving a job or making a house move, some type of change, again, a transition of sorts. But whatever the case may be, there's some element of energy that you are releasing and letting go of and moving past, and you're looking ahead towards the future. And I think that's a really great, inspiring energy to embody as we are in this period of time. Again, there's a lot of cosmic energies that are supporting the ascension of doing just that, leaving the past behind, moving forward, moving on to greater things. Let's go ahead and take a look specifically at what that may be for you and what steps we can take to get there. So for you, we're also going to be using the Journey of the Sacred Bee Tarot. I wanted to keep in with the theme of the colors here. So we've got these aqua teal vibes, which are gorgeous. And we're going to use this deck to sort of, first of all, get just a really quick picture of what is currently going on for you, where you're presently sitting energetically in your life. And then we're going to see what steps you can take to sort of transition out of that or to move beyond those energies, how you can elevate yourself and transcend whatever current circumstances you may be facing. And then lastly, if you do make those changes, we'll take a peek, because I'm nosy, into what you can actually expect, which was, of course, the inspiration for this entire reading that began with that shorts video. So as I shuffle, go ahead and set the intention that you are ready and prepared to receive the insights that come through and present today from Source for you. This, I think, is going to be a pretty deep reading. It may be slightly triggering, as it will likely prompt some action from you of things that you need to resolve or work towards and put a little bit of focus and attention on. So be sure you're ready to receive and intercept those messages so that you can make really conscious, good choices with the messages and clarity you receive today, that again, you're ready and in a space where you can take those in and really resonate with them, so that you can actually, again, do what we're saying and what we are going to be looking at today with this energy of this reading, which is what can you do to create these changes. So this is a reading all about doing, all about action and taking those next steps. If you're not ready for some reason to take those next steps, then no worries, but this may not be the reading for you right now. If it is, and I trust that it is, if you have made your way here, then this reading being timeless, you can still find inspiration in this reading, just embodying the energies of this period of time as I'm recording it. So again, spring renewal, 5-5 portal. You're obviously reaching it at a time when it is right for you. So just trust that, and trust that you're ready, likely, to do what the messages entail, and say that you should. So I don't know why I'm rambling so much today, but we're just going to go with it. Also, as I continue to shuffle or attempt to shuffle, go ahead and select a sign. I do not suggest bees, as this is a bee-specific tarot deck. So you're going to get a lot of those, but any other sign, could have picked the sunflower perhaps, that will just help to anchor and affirm the messages that come through for you. I don't know why I'm struggling with this deck today, but any sign that, again, will hold significance for you and help to affirm those messages as true when you see your sign. It's a great way that Spirit can connect with you and really deliver on what you ask for. So when we make it clear how they can best communicate with us, which they love to do as clearly and concisely as possible, they will, ask and it is given. They will do that. This deck today, you guys, I promise you this isn't my first day shuffling. This is really, really insane. I think it might be like a little bit humid here, so the deck is just like sticking together like crazy and not really wanting to come apart. So we'll just do it this way. So for you, pile one, let's take a look first at what your current circumstances are. What are you currently dealing with, perhaps, that is in need of some transition, some shifting, some changes? What is going on with pile one that they could use a change in? We have the Two of Swords, peace, and she doesn't look very peaceful. She actually looks quite sad. This deck today is just something else. Okay. The Eight of Pentacles, which is called Mastery in this deck. The root of the powers of water, which is the Ace of Cups here. And I hope you guys can see this as I move it, because I need to move it. And we have the Nine of Swords, despair. Okay, so a little bit of rougher energies coming out. I think it's tied to, of course, this leave the past behind. You may be struggling to release and let go of something, feeling a lot of anxiety regarding that pile one, and perhaps even just some sorrow, some grief with that Two of Swords energy, peace. You're wanting peace regarding this situation, but I don't think you have it just yet. We have the Nine of Pentacles, gain, the Empress, the Eight of Wands, which is swiftness, and the King of Cups. So this very well could relate to a connection, a love situation of sorts. We have several indicators here, both with the Ace of Cups, the King of Cups, that this could relate again to a connection with another individual. But at any rate, again, it looks like there really is a call for you to focus independently on your own energy at this time, for you to sort of embody self-love and this sense of worthiness within self, independent of any other energies or another person. We again have the Two of Swords here, which is called peace in this deck. It's clarified by the Nine of Pentacles, gain. Nine of Pentacles is, of course, all nines in tarot are independent energies, the energy of solitude, of introspection, of just, again, that independent sort of sustainability and focus on your individual abundance. So I do think that this is a call to you again to begin to focus and shift into a very independent, self-focused energy, which is causing you again some element of grief or unpleasant feeling. I don't think you're feeling very peaceful. And that's what's funny about this card. I always thought this was such a paradox, because it looks like it should be a peaceful or a nice card. And with it being called peace, I don't really associate that keyword with the Two of Swords. And again, she doesn't look peaceful. She looks actually quite dismayed or quite distressed. And the Two of Swords traditionally represents mental conflict. It's almost like a resistance here to focus on self and to just get yourself into the flow state where you can begin manifesting perhaps, a love connection or big abundance in your life. An elevated state from where you are currently. There's just, again, this slight tension or resistance of not wanting to focus there, even though that's where you should, because of course, investing in self is always going to be worthwhile. The Eight of Pentacles, mastery. This could be a work-related card. It also just represents focus. Again, the idea with the Empress clarifying that there does need to be a focus or a shift into your own independent energy. If you identify as divine feminine energy or as a female, the Empress is going to relate very much to you. Hopefully that resonates as being, again, there's this very abundant manifesting powerhouse of somebody who is creating a beautiful life and who is a deliberate creator, who has that ability to make that happen. Again, with a little bit of focus and perhaps some work, but it's definitely possible. The root of the powers of water, which is the Ace of Cups in this deck, clarified by the Eight of Wands, swiftness, again, gave me very definite indications of self-love and the need for developing or sort of almost like falling in love with self with the swiftness card here of the Eight of Wands. But it's just developing and fostering this relationship of love and care and compassion for self. Again, this is something that is creating a lot of anxiety for you because I think you're focusing a lot on the lack or loss of a person in your life who was previously providing you a lot of that sustenance, a lot of that loving energy and that care and compassion and just worthiness. It's now almost like you're being called to really shift out of that need of needing that validation, that external sort of support from others, and really relying on self even materially speaking, relying on just your own good vibration, your own energetic balancing, your ability to manifest and grow, and then loving yourself and falling in love with your life, creating a life that you love. Again, there's just a lot of sadness and negative emotion associated with that. So now let's go ahead and take a look. We've kind of actually already identified what the steps are that you need to take to create lasting change. But now that we know what energy you're in, pile one, let's actually take a look at some logical, practical steps from source, whatever they advise, on how you can actually get this started. Because I know that this can be very daunting or a very, very difficult sort of a transition to make, where perhaps you're at the precipice of a breakup or needing to leave something really significant behind in the past or shift focus and energy elsewhere. Your head just may be spinning. You don't even know where to begin. So let's get some practical advice on what steps can be taken to really get this moving in the right direction for you, pile one. So we have the Six of Pentacles, altruism, justice, the Hanged One, the Queen of Cups, the Eight of Cups, which is renounce, the Wheel, alchemy, this is temperance in this deck, and Two of Wands, dominion. From the Enchanted Map Oracle deck, strength, and coming to life. So there's big calls here to act and to transform and to allow your life to shift and evolve, pile one, in ways that perhaps you're very resistant to. Again, there's definitely a focus change or perspective change that needs to occur here. Hopefully we can fit some of these as well. This is from the Queen of the Five Elements Oracle deck. We have wisdom, upwards and outwards. So pile one, what practical steps you can take. First and foremost, you are an extremely intuitive being. You're very in touch with intuition, with the spiritual body. The wisdom card here with all of this water surrounding it, the moon up in the sky, this very much gives me, again, indications of intuition, of spiritual wisdom and knowledge, that ability to tap into sort of that skill set of knowing at a deeper level, a deeper sense of knowing what your inner being or higher self calls to you and tells you is the right path forward. You really have a strong access to those points of information. And yet I do think that that is something that you haven't chosen to focus on. And again, that's part of self-fulfillment, self-development. Loving self is really developing that relationship with self enough to trust the self and the intuition and what your own intuitive sense calls to you to do. So what's really important here is, again, to step into that inherent wisdom that you possess, being the Queen of Cups energy coming out, which is also Cancerian energy, clarified by the Two of Wands. This is needs to be a conscious choice. So you need to decide to develop this intuitive sense. You know, it's obviously not coming as easily for you, but it definitely can be developed, and you already, again, possess it at a deep level within. It's more about unlocking that, I'm hearing. And it's funny because, like, this ball, whatever this this sort of a sphere-like object is, it does very much look to me almost like it would have a lock and key. You know, there's even a hole here in the top of that cross. It just, I'm getting very much a sensation of like there's already a key in a lock and I'm hearing it click. And if, you know, it didn't work the first time, you need to just work at it a little bit. But like that is going to unlock. That is going to be something that if you, again, just give it a little bit of consistent effort and dedication, you're going to see that shift. Dominion is an interesting keyword for that card because it's all about commanding and again, mastery that we had earlier. So taking control or just a rightful possession over what is truly yours. And what is yours that no one can take from you is your relationship with Source. And again, that intuitive innate ability that you possess, that you so strongly can utilize to your benefit. You possess all of that wisdom, but you really have to make a conscious effort to tap into it. It's not something that apparently is as easy for you to access. It's quite blocked often. Emotions may often get in the way with the Queen of Cups. It is a very emotive energy. So if that's something that you're struggling with, you know, do some meditations about unlocking intuition, or, you know, take a few moments of the day to really just sit in stillness and quietude and just let Source come through to you and give you insights and give you, you know, those intuitive hits, and then pay attention to what those things are. Write them down if you need to, and just make a practice, a daily practice of mindfulness, of engaging with that sense that you possess so that you can grow it and again, cultivate it and get to a level where it's, you know, it's more easily accessible to you, and you can almost, you know, become an expert, I guess, in it, which is important. You want to be an expert at manifestation and knowing, you know, how to guide yourself through life. Source is always there to support you. You're always going to get those intuitive syncs and hits as well in other areas, whether it's messages like this in readings or the signs you ask for. All of it is about, again, just making that conscious choice and that decision to pay attention to what Spirit is communicating to you and tapping into it, you know, making that a focal point of really honing in on that intuition and practicing and getting good at that skill, again, that you possess in order to be able to unlock the rest of your life that I'm seeing is just on the other side of that door, where only this, you know, powerful, but, you know, in some cases silent or invisible sense of communication exists. It's such a powerful tool when you can really harness that significance of intuition. Nothing else will give you the clarity and the knowingness that your own inner being will. So it's so important to get in touch with that part of self. You can also look at the Two of Wands as sort of a disconnected sense of self, with the 3D or ego self, the ego body, and then you have the more spiritual self, the intuitive body. Those need to blend and merge and become one. And again, dominion, having mastery or control, and you know, accurately and adequately managing those two versions of self in perfect balance or alchemy, which you also have here with Temperance. The Hanged One, or the Hanged Man, clarified by Temperance, is all about, again, trusting. So feeling harmonized and in balance and in flow with life, and surrendering to what is and allowing it to carry you where it needs to. As I stated before, in the current energies that you were experiencing, there's a lot of resistance. There's a lot of hesitation. There's an active tension or unwillingness to focus where you need to entirely. And this is all about letting go, releasing, and really allowing life to present to you where you need to put forth your efforts and energy. And then the rest of it, allowing life to literally carry you forward in combination with trusting and then also developing intuition. I really think you'd be on the fast track to some really great manifestations, pile one. But it really is all about that beginning step of just letting go, releasing. Justice with the Wheel. These are very karmic, divine energies to me. I do think that, again, the wheel is about to turn for you. There is a big shift that's already in the works. It's more like these are just some of the steps you can take to hurry it along and to maybe also have it come forth in a more nice, in a much nicer, gentler way. Sometimes when we ignore our intuitive sense, or we resist the changes that need to happen, you can't hang on to something forever, then you'll lose it, or it'll be a little bit more of an ugly, messier process. And we want things to flow easily and nicely for you. We want a life of peace, as it indicated, and you can absolutely have that, but it does take some thoughtful, focused intention. Justice also relates to karma, the idea again of balancing, of things being made right. I do think that that's something you've been waiting on for quite a while, and you're going to be seeing that happening for you. If you take these steps, this is the central focal energy. You're going to see those scales sort of tipped more in your favor, balancing out, seeing truth revealed, receiving clarity, having that clarity of awareness with your intuition that helps to guide you and make these shifts possible, helps to transition you into that state of abundant flow, which is often represented by the Wheel of Fortune. So it's just a really, really strong indication, once again, of how easily you could tap into and access these manifestations and have these big changes and shifts. They're ready for you. They're kind of like, again, as I'm seeing on the other side of that door, and it's really about you picking up this sword perhaps and just, being ready to embrace truth, embrace what is for you, resolving conflicts and karma, meeting those lessons, those opportunities for growth head on, and then just stepping forward. And again, leaving the past behind. So we have the Eight of Cups here, which is interesting energy, renounce. I do see that very much as leaving something and walking away. To renounce is sort of to reject or to go back on an energy to sort of rework or rewrite things, rewrite the story. That's what I'm hearing, is you can rewrite your story. You can say things differently. You can manifest them differently. You can set the intention for them to be different. And all of that begins again with your focused intent and inspired action to leave things in the past that need to be left. This is an interesting message as well, the Six of Pentacles, altruism. For some reason, I'm getting a connection to like childhood. How others cared for you when you were in a position where you couldn't necessarily care for self. So when you were a child and you had to rely on caregivers and parents and others in your familial units in order to help support you, of course, as you grew and became a functioning adult. I'm hearing for a lot of you that didn't go smoothly. So for some reason, this is also about leaving that in the past, leaving that behind is sort of the things that you don't need to continue to carry on or carry with you and be burdened by. You can release it and let it go. It doesn't need to be carried with you into this new phase of life. The truth of the matter, in fact, is that these people did the best that they could. Again, a perspective change is needed, but a lot of releasing of past baggage I'm hearing and your past relationships. Altruism is about our engagement with others and what we do for others, how we serve others. And I'm not, again, reading it in the traditional sense. I'm reading it very much as like what others did for you in the past, or how you've interacted and engaged with others in the past in your life, those relationships, those early relationships especially. It's time to just, clear the air, let that go, release, and move forward and step into this energy of newness, of balance. That's what awaits you, of harmony and peace, of good things, blessings. The Wheel of Fortune, of course, is abundant, beautiful, positive energy. Coming to life, card 29, which of course reduces to 11, which is also number 2. So this is about, again, making that decision, deciding to awaken and to step into this new life that you can manifest. And look at how beautiful this is. It even has a butterfly here that's illuminated by all of this yellow, which is the color of the solar plexus chakra. So our personal power, also our trigger center. This is about releasing, again, those things that are preventing you from truly manifesting and inhibiting your growth and coming to life, and then embracing that transformative shift once you do release all of that. That's what the Wheel of Fortune is about as well. Strength is important here also, of course. Whenever we're leaving something, releasing things, letting go, and embracing the newness of life, especially when it's the unknown and, we're unsure of where things will lead, we always need to have that inner resolve, that resilience, which I do think you possess. It's also a card number 8, which reduces down to strength in the tarot. Think of that infinity symbol as well, where it's kind of like things are never ending. They're always shifting and evolving. This is a part of life you should always trust and actually embrace, is the idea that, you can carry yourself through anything that you experience in life with this sense of grace, with this fortitude, with this resilience once again, and that you will be fine. Look at how she's supporting, the entire world, it looks like, on just her one arm. And she's, feeling powerful. She's feeling abundant. She's all in this green here as we have this sort of like more almost a wintry scene which is interesting in the rest of the card. But for her, she's all in this green, which is also associated to the heart chakra. So this is a heart awakening, a heart opening, again, related to that altruism. I think that's forgiving and moving beyond sort of some of the slights that you perceive others may have taken out against you, or how they may have treated you or not cared for you in the right way. By releasing all of that, by stepping into your power and knowing that, you know, where true strength lies, it actually is in the power of love and loving others and embodying that positivity, that great, beautiful energy. That's what helps to transform things as well. That's what the sort of truth is about with justice. It's about recognizing the truth, stepping into that clarity, seeing things for what they really are, and seeing yourself for who you really are. Again, also related to that Ace of Cups card we had out before, embracing that sense of self-love, that cultivating that relationship. When you do that, pile one, that's what's going to help you to literally move upwards and onwards, you know, or upwards and outwards. That is coming. So let's take a look at what actually is shifting for you, and what you can expect now. If you do all of these things, what can pile one expect to have happen? What is waiting for pile one on sort of the other side of this, the other side of that door? Oh, and we have a jumper. Four of Wands, perfected work. So stability, balance, perhaps a relationship. We have the Princess of Discs, which is the Page of Pentacles. So a new beginning. Yeah, the Fool, journey, card 0. The Princess of Wands, the Page of Wands. Valor, the 7 of Wands. Pile one, you have a lot of strength. You have a lot of ability to make this work in your favor, and just have the life that you'll love, where you feel supported and encouraged and guided and grounded and secure and happy. I mean, that's everything I'm getting out of that Four of Wands. Perfected work is almost like when you put in that effort, then everything comes, you know, to pass in perfect timing, and it looks perfect and beautiful. It's abundant. It's exactly what you've asked for. We have the Magician for the Princess of Discs. The Princess of Cups, we have all the pages out. So this is representing, you know, that this is a new beginning for you. But when you take those steps, those new beginnings, those are going to manifest into those big blessings. And we have the Knight of Wands. So things really shifting and looking up for you. I think getting a lot of good news, a lot of advancements in life in all areas. Really, you know, having that zest for life return, that inspiration, that just being in love with self, being in love with life. You're going to manifest and attract others sort of being in love with you, I'm hearing. And that just means, you know, being gravitated towards and magnetized by your energy, having really great interactions. The biggest thing, though, is this new beginning. I love that these are kitty corner, the Journey, which is the Fool, and the Magician. So that literal new start, turning a new page, a clean slate, the start of something really great and amazing with the Princess of Cups, the Page of Cups. That is like a new offer in love. So that's, again, something that we saw you're very resistant to leaving behind right now, focusing on really wanting that. It's not the time for that right now. Again, think of the wheel that presented, that divine shift needs to occur, but that new beginning with that new relationship is on the horizon for you. And we also have, again, that Page of Pentacles with the Magician. So this is somebody who doesn't have it all mastered and figured out, but has the power within them to get to that point. And once you take those initial steps, pile one, you're going to see how that is going to transform your life. Again, you can put in this effort. You can have, you know, this life that you dream of with just a few focused, you know, well-intended actions, inspired actions and thoughts. I'm hearing your thought processes, your daily mindset is so important. Meditation is important. Again, taking that time for stillness to connect with the universe, to really embody that sense of intuition that you possess, which is very, very strong for you, that you haven't thus far mastered, or that you're not heeding as frequently as you need to. It is inherent within you. You are a naturally extremely intuitive person, and you may be intuitive in some ways and not in others. So you may very well be, you know, psychic, or have that ability to sense certain things, but then you lack awareness in your own life. Or similarly, you know, you may be really good at certain areas of your life. Perhaps you're good at feeling when there's a good decision that needs to be made, or what direction you should go in, or Even something as practical as how to avoid danger. You get a sense for when a situation feels off, but maybe then you lack the emotional intelligence that your intuition can provide when it comes to selecting the right partner romantically. I mean, it can be a whole range of things. So once you tap into that intuition, I think that's really going to open things up for you. It's going to allow things to really become clearer on the direction that you need to take. This perfected work, I think this is what's in your vortex. This is what you are envisioning and imagining that you want. The Seven of Wands of Valor, which is how you'll get it, which is taking those inspired actions. That's where the intuition comes in. This inspired action that is going to occur for you, that is going to get you to this place of peace and harmony and joy and sweetness that you've been hoping and wishing for all your life. The intuitive steps that you need to be guided to take will come to you when you connect to source and you can, interpret and receive those messages properly. Then that helps you to feel confident to take those steps towards what you want and actually achieve it. So again, the Page of Pentacles, this is, about offers and new beginnings, and the Magician is huge manifesting energy. Manifesting that new beginning in love, manifesting a beautiful life. I'm hearing like a perfect life, honestly. What else can pile one expect when they make these changes? When they take these steps? Movement. So you can expect, again, things to pick up with the Knight of Wands, for things to change and to grow. They'll stop feeling stagnant for you. And we have solitude here. So again, relating to a number 4, I actually am looking at this card as peacefulness once again. So groundedness, stability, no more intrusion of thought, of maybe very intrusive energies. You're going to feel independent. You're going to feel secure, confident to move forward and take that next step in life. Exactly. Making a choice just coming out here again with that Dominion card, the Two of Wands, about 2 different doors. And I love how in this deck, one of the doors is kind of more earthly looking. It's got, a sky, it's got grass. It looks very earth-like, very 3D. The other is all purple, again, a sign of the crown chakra, that spiritual insight and wisdom and higher learning, and all of that intuitive body. Merging those two things together, we've got those doves, which are a sign of love and hopefulness and peace. The butterfly, again, transformation. It's converging and merging those two paths into one. It's kind of like coming out of each of these doors and coming down that path, the path of least resistance for your highest good. And then you'll be riding the wave. So a card number 5 to close things off for you, riding the wave, change coming, again, swift and quickly. I love that it's water and dolphins, which are really fun, intuitive animals. They're very playful. Water energy, again, kind of relating back to all this cups that came out with this new love energy that will present. I want to also get 2 cards clarifying the Magician. Come together, card number 8. So again, this is related to a romantic relationship. And the Knight of Wands, education. So another 2 number 8s. Again, the numbers of infinity. Knight of Wands, for me, is about having mastered things and being very easily able to manifest with your energy, having things just flock to you because you've studied, you've learned, you've again, harnessed that power of your intuitive sense, and your energy, your vibration is in such a state that you just are getting things instantly, having that gratification. Things are flowing to you quickly, easily, and exactly as you're hoping for, and it really feels like a big part of this is a relationship for you. And flying, card 20, again, reducing to 2, so about choice. And I just think that, once you make that decision to fly, to just be free, to allow yourself to be elevated and lifted out of that state. Again, think of that hanged man energy, that hanged one that presented earlier. So really releasing and surrendering and flowing with life. When you allow yourself to be sort of shifted and flown away to a different state of being, again, riding the wave as well. Lots of energy of movement here. You're going to see things really pick up and begin to change and shift for you. You can expect really, really great things. So the guidance is don't resist this. You are leaving the past behind, and it's important that you do, and you need to feel strong and encouraged as you do that, and trust the universe, trust that that is the right choice for you at this time. and really just focus on that intuition, on loving self, on trusting self, on developing that relationship with self and with source, and, you know, taking those inspired actions that you are guided to take once you do feel connected enough to your intuition. It's going to allow you to just access again these doors to merge and blend and become this just alchemized version of self that is, you know, successful in your 3D world, successful spiritually, manifesting wonderfully, is, you know, of course, number 5s also relate to higher learning. And this education card, again, that's about mastery. It's about focus. It's about intention. It's about studying and learning and knowing how it all works, and then putting that into practice and seeing how it all changes and transforms. So pile 1, I so hope that you've enjoyed this reading and that it's been of help to you. If you have, I would love for you to consider subscribing. If you haven't, then we're friends. Then you can see me every time I post, which I'm trying to do frequently again. And also, you know, just makes it where you're notified if you click that little bell every time I do post. If you engage with the content, you'll see more of it. You'll also make me more popular on YouTube, and we'll have a greater following. And this will be a really, really fun space to connect and share in these great insights from source. So hopefully you will do that, and I'll see you next time, pile 1. And until then, take great care. Bye-bye. Hey, pile 2, welcome to your reading. You chose today the pink vibes, this beautiful pink calcite point, and the first quarter moon in Sagittarius. So the planet associated, or excuse me, the sign associated with the planet Jupiter, the sign of good luck. It says believe in your good luck. It's about fun. It's about manifestations, abundance. I do think, you know, that you're actually having a little bit of difficulty believing in your ability to fully manifest. For others of you, you may actually be starting to see the evidence of things working out and shifting for you already. But just in the event that you're not, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this reading today of what steps you can take to, you know, go ahead and manifest lasting change in your life so that you can start to see your good luck and your abundant manifestations come in for you. For you guys today, you have also chose the Lonely Ice Tarot. So we're going to take a look with the tarot first and foremost at where you're currently sitting in your energy, maybe what is in need of a little bit of shifting and changing or transformation here. And then we'll look at the practical steps that you can take in order to achieve that change. And then, of course, because I'm nosy, we're going to look at actually what is going to result if you take those steps and make those changes. What will you actually see as evidence of that work having been put in? And when I say work, I mean more energetic work. So there are practical steps that you can take, of course, but it's always going to be inspired actions. Never force or anything that is resistant. You don't try harder when something's not working. You reroute, you pivot. We're going to give you all of the insights and guidance on what you can do to, you know, again, really make those lasting changes, transform areas of your life where you're maybe not seeing the improvements or seeing the results, the outcomes that you're wanting. And this isn't either being attached to specific outcomes, but it's more just allowing what is meant for you to come in. I love this card, Believe in Your Good Luck, because for me, that's all about the idea of knowing that you're an abundant manifester, you know, a deliberate creator, as we all are, and believing and seeing the magic of the universe, your ability to really create whatever it is that you desire. So I think that's a great card, whether that's what you hope to do or what you're actually beginning to see manifesting and happening for you. I just love this pile already. I feel like it's going to be really great vibes. Pile 1 was a little heavy, so we'll see what you guys get today. While I am shuffling, go ahead and just set the intention that you are ready for the insights that are going to present for you. This can be slightly triggering because, of course, this is a reading based on action and doing. So it may call on you to make some actual concrete changes or do certain things. It may call you out a little bit, basically. And you want to be in the best energy as you can possibly be to receive those messages, that clarity, or it's really not going to serve you well. So, you know, of course, trust that you're finding this reading at the right time for you and you're ready to make those changes. And, you know, just again, set that intention with the universe that you're ready to hear them. Also, go ahead and select a sign if that calls to you. That helps to just affirm the messages as true. You know, when we ask, it is always given by Spirit. So when we make it clear how they can communicate with us, which they're always trying to do, by the way, to support and guide us, you'll often see that sign not only come up in the readings you ask them for, but in other areas of your life as well. So you want to select a sign. It just helps to, again, affirm the magic and the beauty of the universe and how it all works. So pile 2, let's take a look at what is currently going on for you in your life that maybe is in need of some shifting. What current energy is needing to shift and change for pile 2, please? What is going on with pile 2? We have the 5 of Cups. I think we're good there. The Devil. Okay. The 4 of Wands. And the Tower. Big upheaval for you, pile 2. So a lot of transitions, a lot of changes probably have already taken place for you in your life. And you can see why that would be challenging and why you would want to focus on the positive with this card. The 4 of Cups. Okay, so a lot of like love energy or energy involving emotions coming out for these piles today. We also have the 5 of Swords, we have the 10 of Wands, and the 6 of Pentacles. And one more clarifier for that Tower and 6 of Pentacles here. We have the 3 of Wands. Okay. So for you, pile 2, what it looks like is there's been some type of rejection. There's been something that has not manifested or taken place, happened in your life in the way that you hoped it would or at all. And it's left you feeling just very bitter or very discouraged, at least as it pertains to this certain area of your life. Again, this could be romantically related. It could be a job. It could just be life circumstances not working out for you, being hit with a shitstorm, I'm hearing. I mean, whatever the case may be. You're in this Devil energy, which isn't a great place to be. And I understand then why it's so important for you that you're trying to focus on the positive. You know that you're not going to manifest from a place of negativity, of that Devil energy, of toxicity in how you're viewing things and how you're approaching life and what your views are, your beliefs, your thought patterns. All of that doesn't serve you to stay in that low vibrational energy. It's definitely important for you to shift focus into, again, that more positive, optimistic and open energy so that you can receive. The 4 of Wands with the 10 of Wands. Again, I very much see this as related to either relationship or some type of stable foundation that you were securing or trying to secure, trying to go after. And it's just been very burdensome. It's been very overwhelming because it's just not working out in the way that you'd like it to. This could also be a repeating cycle for you, as I'm seeing here with the Tower, things falling away and being rebuilt. I think the Tower represents here the element of, again, things collapsing, falling apart on you. And again, I'm seeing cycles of that has maybe been a repeating theme in your life. The 6 of Pentacles here, also about how we interact with others, those even energy exchanges. I think this is about a lot of output that you've given and you haven't ever received that in return. And it's something that you continue to wait for. You continue to plan or expect and hope that you will receive. And yet it kind of almost like with this Tower energy, it keeps slapping you in the face that what you're doing is just not working. And yet you're sort of like, what am I doing wrong? What can I do differently? How can I manifest better things? You already have the step 1, phase 1, whatever you'd like to call it, in the bag, which is think more positively, try to get into a better state of energy. So let's go ahead and actually see. I want to get a little bit of detail here. What happened? What was this rejection, or what is this overwhelming struggle? What is this Tower energy, this Devil? What are all of these things? What happened? Field of Dreams, card 21, reducing down to 3. That's the energy of the Empress, also of creation, of manifestation, of collaboration with others. and Wizard of Awareness. Again, a number 3. So this is just about things not manifesting as you'd hope they would. And perhaps you previously were in a very positive energy and you thought, okay, I'm doing all of the right things, or I think I'm doing all of the right things. So why did it again go to shit and not work out? Interesting. Okay. So let's take a look at what you can actually do to change things around. What steps can pile 2 take to have lasting change and to actually see some results, some sustainable results where things start to go their way, where they're happy, where things are balanced and good feeling? What practical steps can they take, Spirit? We have Justice, the 8 of Swords, the 10 of Coins, that's the 10 of Pentacles, the Page of Wands. I'm hearing that's a clarifier for that right there. Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords, the 2 of Cups, the Hanged Man. I'm shaking as I'm pulling these cards suddenly. I don't know why. And the Knight of Wands. What can you do, pile 2, to manifest lasting change? What practical steps can you take? Commitment. And Bone Collector, number 1. That was from the Enchanted Map Oracle. We're now using the Queen of the 5 Elements Oracle deck. Depths and leadership. Earlier at the bottom of the deck was the Queen of Wands energy. This is about taking control of your life. So I think there's often a desire or a very strong impulse from you to overgive, to do things sort of out of alignment, out of balance, for this, again, this strong desire to give and receive love, to have this reciprocal energy, this relationship, or even if it's work related, to just have things go as you intend them to. I'm putting out this energy, this is what I expect to get back, and it's never happening. And it's kind of saying to you that that needs to cease, that needs to end. You don't have to constantly, be so specific in what you're wanting back from others. You just focus on the energy that you're embodying and what you're giving out, because eventually that momentum will shift things and you will start to manifest and attract it back. There's a lot of abundance that's waiting for you. I think it's material related. I also think it relates to perhaps, just a really loving, stable, grounded situation. Take that for how it resonates for you, whether that's a relationship or that's just comfortability in your own solitude, your own life. I do, for a lot of you, get that with this commitment card actually being 36, reducing down to number 9, which is the energy of solitude and introspection. It's an independent energy, and I do very much relate this to the commitment to self. So internal sense of stability and groundedness and contentment. Again, it's available to you, but it's sort of on hold is what I'm hearing. And with this 8 of Swords energy as well, we can also look at that as self-restraint, of limitation. You are holding yourself back from having this manifestation of exactly what you desire. I do think it's important for you to just allow things to naturally evolve. Justice here relating to karma, the idea of balancing, of things being made right, the scales balancing. It's clarified by the 2 of Cups. I just think this is saying, when it involves other interactions, again, what I was getting at previously, you don't have to be so concerned about what the other party is bringing to the table. You just worry about what you're doing. Again, don't overgive, but don't be so expectant or so strongly inclined to give so much to any one person or any situation if it's not serving you to do so. You will, through the process of releasing, surrendering that energy and releasing it, letting it go, letting it fall away, you will begin to see these things shift and that manifestation come in of really attracting in those better energies so that you really can have a beautiful Two of Cups sort of a situation, one that's balanced and right and fair. I don't think there's ever been a sense of fairness with you in your life. You've always given more. You've always been the giver. You've always been the one to take care of others. You've always done everything all on your own, even, I'm hearing. The Bone Collector, card 1, this relates to the Fool for me. I don't know why, the beginning, because the card 0 is the Fool, but here it's number 1, but it just relates to me of like the beginning of something. Look at how we have these skulls hanging, representing the past, representing something that's dead or dying, and it's still hanging there. It's still a part of you. I think there's a need to release, a little bit of a tie into pile 1, releasing things that no longer serve you, or releasing those sense of expectations and those disappointments of the past. Let it go, cut these cords, cut these strings that are attaching to all this abundance represented by the trees. Look at how happy this person is. She's got a clock there. The time is set to 10 and 2, so the energy of cycles completing, and then the energy of 2, which again relates to the Two of Cups here, relationship energy. This is all about relationships for you, how you interact and relate to others, whether that's romantically or just how you show up in the world. But look at how we have this beautiful rabbit energy presenting. That's beautiful. That's the energy of abundance, of, fertility, of renewal, happiness. She's even holding what looks like a peacock feather, so that's a little bit of that egoic energy, but that's just confidence is what I'm feeling. Look at how happy she is. She's got this beautiful illuminating, circle of light surrounding her that's coming into truth. That's just really realizing that you can start over at any time, and that your old story doesn't have to be your new story. And again, you can release those energies. You can have this abundance. Time is on your side. You're not running out of time. You can choose to close these cycles and manifest new connections at any time, and they'll be beautiful, I'm hearing. They'll be so magnetic. They'll be so fulfilling. They'll be very deep. With this Depths card, I do think that's something that you're wanting, is a really deep spiritual union. You want somebody who matches you, your frequency, at your level, on every level. And I don't think as of yet you've had that happen. The Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands are both about, the energies of inspiration, of desire. I'm going to get a clarifier for those. In fact, I want to see what those are more so about. The Emperor, the Queen of Wands, so she finally came out, and the Two of Swords. Yeah, this is finally, stopping that cycle, releasing stagnation, so that inability to ever fully, like I said, manifest and attract what you want. So always seems to be a block towards that. But you are this very abundant, attractive person, energetically speaking, with the Queen of Wands presenting. And I think with the Queen of Wands, the Page, the Knight, this is just saying you're just going to be like a magnet. You're going to be a magnet for wonderful, beautiful things. That's what you can hope for and expect. You're no longer going to be facing this energy of with others, of indecision or lack of reciprocation, staying stagnant, indignant or stubborn with this Emperor energy. When it comes up in this context, I really think that relates to perhaps a person or people that just, again, haven't ever matched you at your level, and they've never given to you what you give out, and you've always just been hoping for that to happen with those people in the present context of energy that you find yourself in. And I really think it's about shifting the perspective, continuing to stay positive and focused, and seeing that naturally evolve at an energetic level. And then you won't have to be worried about what you're doing and what comes back to you, because energetically speaking, it's all being manifested. It's all working itself out. The universe is knowing what to bring to you, and it will bring it to you. Leadership, taking control over your life, again with that Queen of Wands energy, what we kind of opened with. So it's about taking accountability, I think, for sort of some missteps that you've taken with relationships and how you've interacted with others in the past, the connections that you formed, how you've handled yourself in those connections. Perhaps maybe there's been some element of emotional codependence for you. Definitely some lack mindset or worthiness issues as well. The Queen of Wands is definitely not somebody who lacks confidence. So that's what you need to be embodying, pile 2. You need to be seeing the positivity in everything, in others, in yourself, loving yourself fully and wholeheartedly, and just feeling like the greatest thing ever. That's how you're going to manifest somebody that feels that way. That's how you're going to get people to respect you and to naturally resonate with your energy at a high level and attract, again, those high vibrational people, is by embodying this sense of really confident, strong, high vibrational, positive energy as well yourself. You can't manifest from a low place, not anything positive anyway, high vibration. So, practical steps. Yeah, practical steps is definitely, for you, it's a lot of just letting go, letting things be, and then, only taking inspired action, only being encouraged to do things when it really calls to you to do so. And the rest of the time, surrendering, hanging back, knowing that it's coming to you in good, divine timing. But definitely with this 8 of Swords card, this is about self-restraint when needed. The High Priestess. So lean into your intuitive sense, whatever your intuition tells you to do, how you should handle yourself or handle interactions. The 8 of Pentacles. This is working and focusing on self, I believe, getting involved in a task. 2 of Pentacles, getting clear with the universe on what you want. And the Hierophant, I think learning, figuring out what it is that you want and then how to get it, because you clearly have some blockages that are preventing you from really getting what it's almost like on paper what you should very easily be able to attract, and yet it's eluding you. What is this Hierophant about here? The 9 of Wands. Yeah, this is just you not being clear. The 3 of Swords. 7 of Wands. This is resisting. This is resisting due to past pain, past disappointments, not being clear in what you're wanting, being hesitant to go for it, giving in the wrong situations, being too open and receptive to some, and, in ways that you shouldn't be. What else? What other practical advice do we have for pile 2, please? I want something a little bit more clear. The Lovers. The Knight of Cups. The 4 of Pentacles. The 5 of Wands. And the Page of Cups. So this is all about making that choice, that decision that you're going to stop chasing. You're going to stop chasing your life. You're going to let your life come to you. The struggles that you've been facing. Yeah, Judgment. That's your call to action, is to just release and let go. Let go of outcomes. Let go of thinking that you have to do everything a certain way, or that by putting out effort, physical effort, that's going to manifest and result in what you're wanting. It's all about the energy. Once again, when you make that choice that you're going to stop overgiving, you're going to stop doing things the same way, you're going to just focus on positive energy and yourself and loving self and being content with self, you're going to see these things shift. And, again, making that conscious choice, like, I'm not going to be the one to force things. I'm not going to make everything have to happen in my context of time, space, how it needs to be exactly. Go after it. I think you're very much a go-getter. You probably have a lot of fire energy somewhere in your chart. And I don't think that needs to be something it's not been something that's utilizing, your full potential. It's been very much an assertive, almost borderline aggressive energy, and it's created a lot of resistance in you with the 7 of Wands, and you don't need to stay in that energy anymore. Let things come to you. With this 4 of Coins, 4 of Pentacles, it's a very clear message. Stay put. Stay put. Allow these cups energies to flow to you, which they will once you change and make that shift. You're very much in chaser energy. I suggest looking that up if you're unfamiliar with what that is. It's almost like I'm so in a hurry to manifest, or I feel like I'm so ready to manifest all of these things. And focusing on the positivity is a good first step, but there's a lot more to maintaining a consistent vibration for manifestation. We have the 8 of Wands, the 5 of Coins, the 7 of Coins, the 9 of Swords, and the Page of Coins or Pentacles. Yeah, you've been waiting a very, very long time for things to shift and change for you. That offer is coming, is what Spirit is saying. You know, you've been waiting a while and you are so deserving. It's not about the time period that you've been waiting. It's more just about, again, stepping into that energy that is in reception mode, that allows you to interpret, you know, intercept it and bring it in, to draw it towards you. What can pile two expect if they make these changes, if they take these steps? What can they expect as the result of those changes? Queen of Pentacles, so stability, security. Two of Wands, being clear in decision making. The Moon, being tapped into the energy of your intuition. And the Wheel of Fortune, manifesting change. Clarifying. The Nine of Cups, yep, getting exactly what you want. Abundant. You know, for some of you, that's marriage. The Queen of Pentacles can be spousal energy, so that could be a dream of yours. But either way, it's just a really abundant person just manifesting exactly what their heart desires. Yeah. What you'll get is change, like what you actually have been wanting, the transformation you've been hoping for. What's this Moon energy here? The Chariot, yeah, more Cancerian energy. The Moon and the Chariot both relate to Cancer. The beautiful energy of forward momentum and of trust, of, you know, a lot of times the Moon can actually represent cloudedness in thought or things being concealed. But for me, I'm actually looking at this with all of these stars inside of that Moon image, that silhouette, as like illumination. So think of the Moon lighting the pathway at night where otherwise you couldn't see it all. And again, what you can't see ahead of you, you can trust and feel your way through. And you're divinely guided with that Chariot energy. You can trust that. And you can look forward to, you know, once you step into that energy, really being propelled forward in a big way towards manifestation. We have the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune. That's the energy of abundance times infinity. What are they going to manifest? What is this Wheel of Fortune and Magician? The Three of Cups, happiness. Enough said. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And let's just take a few more from this Enchanted Map Oracle deck. The Golden Palace, so another number 5 for you, more change, but look at the change. A beautiful, beautiful castle. Again, your absolute dreams coming true, pile 2. And flying. This also came out in pile 1. That's freedom. That's happiness. That's just feeling at ease and having a life of substance and beauty, abundance, and just ease. Did I say that? Ease and freedom and free-flowing energy. Really, really beautiful cards coming out for you today, pile 2. If you've enjoyed this reading, I would so encourage you to subscribe to the channel so that you can see more content just like this. I also have playlists that feature a lot of these style of readings available to you at any time. You can just check those out as well. They're all labeled and organized for you very well. You can easily find what you're looking for. Click that notification bell if you have subscribed so you can actually be notified whenever I post. And feel free to engage with me, like, share, you know, comment, whatever you feel called to do. All of that activity helps to support the channel. I hope to see you in the future, pile 2. In the meantime, I'm sending you so much loving energy as you move through these changes that you'll be seeing in the future. Again, take those steps and you're going to get there. I hope you take great care in the meantime, and until next time, bye-bye. Hi, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the Lepidolite and this beautiful last quarter moon in Aquarius. Reflect on your priorities. So, you know, I'm feeling like this is a time where you're needing to really take stock of what areas of your life may be in need of improvement, more direct attention and focus from you, perhaps some intended action. There's definitely a need for some recalibration. It feels like there's a desire there for there to be some changes. I feel like that's what guided you to this reading today. Perhaps you're kind of, again, taking evaluation of what you've done in the recent past or what you need to do in the future. You're needing to get clear on your intentions moving forward, what actions you should be taking, what is in need and most deserving of your attention, and perhaps what other things maybe just need to fall away, be less prominent in your vibration, less of a focus for you. So again, if you've made your way to this reading today, especially if you've seen the shorts video that I created, which was kind of like a little bit of a, what am I saying? It's a hybridized version, it seems like, of what this is going to actually end up being. But that was a much more simplified, really short mini read about what you can expect in the future. And from that, I was inspired to create this full reading, but again, utilizing these same cards. And if you were drawn to that card over there, it again talked about, again, realigning priorities, taking stock of things, maybe reassessing areas of your life where you maybe have given too much energy, where you need to give energy to other areas. And now here we're going to be reviewing the full scope of what you can be doing in regards to that energy of sort of clearing, of recalibrating, of recreating, redesigning how you want your life to go and what is of most importance to you. This reading, as I stated in the intro, in case you skipped it, is also sort of coming off of the coattails of, the start of spring, the energy of renewal and rebirth. It's obviously also, we're in the month number 5, which 5s in tarot reference transformation, change, even higher learning. And we just had the 5-5 portal, which I missed, but we're on, again, the heels of that, where we're just sort of getting the residual energies. And I still think it'll serve us to do sort of like a 5-5 portal activation-esque reading. And again, the goal being to eventually look at what you can expect in terms of changes that may be coming your way, or what you need to prioritize and work on, literally reflecting on your priorities. But I wanted to increase that and sort of open that up a little bit more for Spirit to come through and discuss what steps you can take, what changes you can actually make in order to see those things sort of expand and evolve within your life. We're on this energy right now, as I said, of renewal, of rebirth, of transition. So I thought it was a perfect time to take a look at what you can be doing to make the most of these energies, practically speaking, in order to, really manifest that abundant life that I'm sure you're wanting. So welcome, happy to have you here, and let's get started for you, pile 3. You also are going to be getting Midnight City Tarot today. Beautiful purple vibes for you. And what we'll do is we'll begin with the tarot. While I am shuffling, go ahead and set the intention that you are ready to receive the messages that will come through from Spirit today regarding what it is that you most could be doing, or where you should be focusing your efforts to create lasting change in your life. It's an action-oriented reading, so about doing things. It may call you out a little bit, I'm going to be honest. So be prepared. Be sure that you're ready to hear those messages and receive that clarity, because, otherwise, you're not going to be in reception mode to be able to actively do something about it. I do believe that you are ready, as you've been guided to this reading today. But just setting that intention is going to get you in the best energy possible to, intercept those messages and then make good use of them. So let's go ahead and get started for you. Also select a sign if you feel called to do so while I finish up here. That can be anything at all, and it just helps to affirm those messages that you can take them in as true, that Spirit has your back and is always trying to communicate and support you. We'll begin by taking a look at your current energy. Maybe what area of your life is in need of reflecting on priorities or some shifts and changes. We'll then also take a look at, again, those practical steps that you can actually take in order to manifest that change. And then, because I'm super nosy, we're going to look at, of course, what is going to happen as a result of those changes. What can you sort of expect? Again, the whole basis for this reading originally. So let's get started, pile 3. What is going on in pile 3's life right now? What areas of their life, what energy is going on that may be in need of some shakeups, some changes and transformation? The Two of Swords. So you're in a period of indecision right now. We have the Chariot. Oh boy. Strong messages coming through for you, pile 3. We have the Three of Cups. And we have the Two of Coins. Massive indecision for you. And actually resisting, a call to act, to step forward. I think to start something new, to get a little bit more creative, or to get yourself out there into the world. There's just a lot of very hesitating energy for you. But we'll get some more clarity on that and see what's going on. Clarifying these energies, we have the Four of Swords. Yeah, you're sleeping on the job is what I'm hearing. The Five of Pentacles, the Lovers, and Strength. Some similar cards to the other piles. It's funny how that works. Okay. Everything is visible. Wonderful. So as I said, pile 3, there is a very strong sense of indecision here. There's not feeling confident in going forward on a certain path. I do think that there's a choice to be made, perhaps regarding, you know, somebody in your life, some situation in your life. In fact, let's get a clarifier for that. What is this Three of Cups? The Sun. So choosing happiness. So again, whether that's a person, a situation, anything in your life where, you know, it brings you great joy, but there's some decision sort of associated or tied to that. The Ten of Cups and the Page of Cups. I do think for a lot of you, this is love related. They've all been kind of love focused readings in the piles today. But again, it's making a choice, a decision to choose happiness. This may be between choosing two individuals. This may be, you know, in a friendship group. There's, again, just some element of needing to make a choice for your highest good that's going to make you happiest, but you seem either unsure and or unwilling to make that choice right now. You're very much just in this sort of back and forth energy, and as a result, you're sort of staying stuck. You know, this is a very stoic energy with this literal stone lion depicted in this Strength card. I just think it's creating some stagnating energy for you, some cycling through the same repeating patterns, more so as a result of not making that choice. Let's get some more detail. The Star, the Knight of Cups, the Six of Cups, and the Three of Swords. So in some cases, again, this is you either left something behind or somebody left you behind. You're hoping for reunions. You're wanting that happiness back, that optimism with the Star energy coming out. But right now, that Three of Swords, it very much feels like a resistance to let go and to move forward with this Three of Swords. You know, but not making a decision is in fact a decision as well. It's not a good one. It's not going to result in anything really concretely positive. But I do think that preliminarily speaking, by having made the decision to move away from somebody or to walk away, and you've chosen yourself, you know, you have actually made your priorities clear, at least in regards to this situation or this person, this individual, and you are doing or choosing what you feel is best to what you feel guided to do at this time. But it's causing some amount of pain or discomfort, emotional upheaval, although you remain optimistic and hopeful about the future. So let's go ahead and see now, you know, with that being the current energy, what steps can you take to sort of rectify this, to reconcile and resolve this situation? When I say reconcile, I don't necessarily mean reconnecting, but I do definitely mean coming to terms with it, coming to peace about it, moving forward. We have the Queen of Wands and the Seven of Cups. The Fool and the Six of Pentacles, clarifying these energies. The Four of Cups, the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. What practical steps can pile 3 take? What steps can they take to create lasting change? This is the Enchanted Map Oracle. We have movement, card 28. And cleaning house, card 37. So changes are definitely needed. I think more firm decision making is also needed for you, pile 3. From the Queen of the Five Elements Oracle here, which I'm going to give these another shuffle quickly. We have Full Bloom and Overthinking. So you get a way in the way of your own manifestations quite often, pile 3. This tendency to overthink makes it unclear where you need to focus your energy. That was, again, the opening sort of sequence that we saw, was this need to recalibrate, reprioritize, really make clear on where you need to devote your energy and focus. I definitely think that the rejections that you may have given to others or whatever is kind of not coming together for you in your life presently is divinely guided, and it's because you feel called to attend to some other areas of your life. I'm seeing big momentum in the way of the options opening up for you, the different choices that you can make to propel your life forward, to have a new beginning, and to really be in a position where you can feel confident and steadfast in going forward, perhaps even showing up in the world differently with the 6 of Pentacles and King of Pentacles energy. We have movement as well, and cleaning house. So these are energies of detoxifying and clearing away the old, making room for the new, and then again going forward with that momentum. We had that Chariot energy presenting out for you in the beginning, but it was blocked. It was sort of like you weren't wanting to fully take those steps forward. You weren't wanting to let go of something. You weren't wanting to fully release that attachment. But what I'm hearing is that your priorities right now need to be very much on self, self-fulfillment, your own happiness. I think that there's definitely been a strong propensity for you with that 3 of Cups energy to seek outside validation and happiness in the form of others, whether that be relationships or friendships, and to not focus on your own independent energy. And it's time for that to end. You're strong and confident within your own self, pile 3, and you don't need anyone else. And right now, this is definitely a time for independence. You're going to come into full bloom. Here we have, as I say that, the Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning is ahead for you. We also have the Fool energy. So there's really big changes and like literally a new chapter that you're on the cusp or on the verge of starting here is what I'm seeing. But it's for what you can do as a practical step, meaning you have to take that step. The Page of Pentacles, you need to begin that venture towards that new beginning. The Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Hanged One, the Nine of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. This is also getting really clear on what you're wanting. I think that came out earlier about not perhaps always knowing what it is that you truly want and desire. If not, then that was pile 2 towards the tail end there. But the Nine of Wands here, clarifying the Page of Pentacles, is again that hesitation, that being unclear or unsure, not confident in your ability to really go forward and have a new way. And you need to feel that sense of competence, confidence, and abundance from within that truly exists, that is going to allow that forward momentum to be possible. You're being carried and sort of supported by Source. That Chariot energy is very divinely guided. It's really making way for that movement, but you still have to take those initial next steps. Which I do feel that you're wanting to, but right now you're kind of hanging yourself up here. You're focusing on other things, focusing on other areas of your life. Again, there's been several indicators here of like multiple options, multiple areas of your life where you can devote energy and manifest what you're wanting. And what's interesting about it is, again, we have this reflect on your priorities. So it looks like you're someone who has a lot of things on your plate. You have a lot of different areas where you could devote your energy and time, and you need to get more clear on, truly what lights you up for you, not to support anyone else or to, support sort of like, it feels like a connection. It doesn't feel like this is a two-party or more situation. It very much feels as independent, and like this is something that relates more to your own individual fulfillment. And of course, the Nine of Cups here is very individualized energy. Nines in tarot all about solitude, introspection, self-reflection. So this is just taking time away, sort of checking out from the world for a bit and just doing what lights you up, makes you feel good, and not relying on an external party to give you that happiness. At the same time, though, I do feel a lot of slight defensiveness or an unwillingness to come together and collaborate with others because this energy is so self-focused and independent. I do think that there can be a balance achieved here, whereas you previously were completely relying on others for, again, that external happiness and fulfillment. Now you're completely self-focused, and the thing that needs to occur here, I guess the step to be taken, is to have a more adequate balance of how you're showing up in the world and how you're engaging with others. What else can we get here in terms of practical steps to be taken? What can pile 3 do to manifest lasting change? We have the Tower. Well, that's making big changes. That's feeling confident to let that wheel shift here with the Wheel of Fortune, to let things transform how they may. There's some areas of your life where, again, you may be struggling, but you're still hanging on and not letting go. And it is time to release and let it go. So perhaps, whatever you stepped away from is what you need to completely release. But for others of you, I'm actually feeling it's something else that you're hanging on to. You're kind of staying in this tense situation instead of fleeing the scene and getting away from it. But what you need to do, and what I think you're feeling inclined to do but are too hesitant to act on, is to completely do this 8 of Cups and walk away from something. What is it that they need to walk away from, or what does this relate to? Temperance, yeah, to create inner balance. Judgment. And the High Priestess, that sun peeking out again, that reminder of happiness and warmth and vitality and awareness, clarity, of course. The sun bringing out this idea of light, enlightenment. The High Priestess energy is an energy of intuition, so really leaning into the intuitive self and trusting the path for your life. But this Tower energy, there's going to be a big shakeup. If it hasn't occurred already, then there's one coming, and I think you just have to be ready for that. There's been too much focus on serving others, supporting others. Also, that King of Pentacles and 6 of Pentacles energy can be very much about a responsibility, always feeling towards others and keeping others happy. That in turn made you feel worthy, but you need to make yourself happy. You need to light yourself up, is what I'm seeing, pile 3. And you need to make the changes, even if they're difficult or challenging, that are going to support your ascension the most. They may be difficult, but it's necessary to clean that house, clean those things out, close that cycle. 37 reducing down to 10. It's time to release and let go. We also have another number 10 reduction, 28 reducing to 10. So cycle's completing for you. Things are closing out or need to be closed out, and your aligning of priorities needs to be, about what best serves you instead of others. That's what I think is coming into clarity here for this full bloom, for this ability to just really expand and become this gorgeous, beautiful, abundant being, and having a happy, wonderful life that you really deserve, that you've been wanting for so long. So what can pile 3 expect if they make these changes, if they start putting themselves first and they start, really heeding intuition, taking a step back from others where they maybe shouldn't be devoting energy, but staying balanced at the same time, being mindful how they show up in the world, but supporting self? What will happen? We have the 7 of Swords, the 2 of Cups, 10 of Wands, the Ace of Cups. So all of these piles have been very love related today. We have the Emperor. You're going to feel confident to really pursue something new. I think we had the Fool energy come out for you. This is about ending your struggles and your burdens and really just investing first in self-love, and eventually, we go from the Ace, we also have this 2 of Cups and this Hierophant, which is another commitment. This is a beautiful energy of coming together with others. The 7 of Swords with the Emperor to me is about strategy. It's about having everything in place. So again, getting really clear and firm on your priorities, and then actually creating practical plans of action to manifest these things into being. Queen of Swords. This is getting more discerning about, again, where to devote your energy and time. The 7 of Wands, no longer giving to areas where you shouldn't, walking away in some cases, and justice. You're regaining a sense of balance. I think this is funny. We have the King of Swords on the bottom, so counterparts also here. What can pile 3 expect to manifest if they make these changes? What can they expect ahead? Talisman, so that's again personal autonomy, strength, empowerment, and home. So we have cleaning house and then home. So cleaning house to me almost makes me think of like, you know, feathering a nest and getting a place ready so it feels more comfortable and it feels like home. 27 reducing down to number 9, again an independent energy here. I love how we have some symbols that may be signs for you. We have the owl coming out. We have, what is this? A little fairy sleeping. This almost looks like a little pregnant fairy. I don't know if you can see that, but that's interesting. We have a clock, of course, with the time at 8 and 10. So the energy of strength, and then of 10s, again, completion. So ending and closing something out, cleaning something up so you can have a more comfortable life. And 2 more from the Queen of the 5 Elements. What else can pile 3 expect if they take these steps? Vulnerability. That feels like intimacy to me. And joy. Yeah. Giving to the right people, experiencing joy, feeling at ease, having an abundant life, no longer being on edge, feeling pressured, you know, feeling like you have to live up to other people's standards. You can just be happy and free. Any other closing insights for pile 3, please? What else do they need to know about these changes? What they can do or what they can expect? What do they need to know about these changes? We have the 8 of Swords. So yeah, you're holding yourself back. Most definitely. You're delaying your own new beginning, pile 3, with the Ace of Wands and the King of Cups. There's a lot of feeling that you have deep inside about what you want for your life, perhaps for a situation, a person, a passion project. There's again just some element of desire that resides deep within you. That flame, you know, that spark is still lit. You're really closing yourself off, but you're again, there needs to be balance because you do still have that passion, that desire to engage with others or engage with another, and you're holding yourself back and you're preventing that new beginning from manifesting, and you don't need to do that. You just need to take those steps, get into this empowered state, clean it up, you know, clean it up and really get things into a good place. Make that decision. So reflecting on priorities and then deciding, you know, what is in need of your energy and time, or where do you want to devote your time? What is the truth of the matter about what's going to give you the most happiness, and then pursue that. Make that clear and go for it. Even if it doesn't feel too great to leave other things behind at this time. You may also want to watch pile 1, which was leave the past behind. There's definitely changes that need to be made, big changes it feels like with the Tower, pile 3. So it's important for you to step into your power, to feel motivated and inspired by the love that is waiting for you, the happy, abundant life that is waiting for you, the joy from within, inside, that you're going to feel when you put yourself first and you make the choices and decisions that best serve you and support you in your own ascension. Your priority, first and foremost, needs to be self. And then from there, your happiness and what is deserving and worthy of your energy. And then, you know, go for it. So pile 3, I so hope you've enjoyed this reading today. I hope that it's been of help to you and brought you some great clarity. I would love for you to decide to subscribe if you haven't done so. Connect with me again in this space. It is such an honor when you do so. Also, please engage with me if you feel called to. So that's liking, sharing, or commenting. All that activity helps to support the growth of this channel. Hope to see you again in a future reading. Also, I have lots of playlists that you can go and take a look at right now if you have enjoyed this particular video and would like to see other similar content. And until next time, pile 3, I am sending you so much abundance